get everything organised. You can have your videos on. We usually be on mute, but you can have your videos on. We do like to see who's here, and so it's easy for you to answer questions. So we're happy for that. And I know Richard likes to just sort of check in with who's here and get that sort of face-to-face feedback. So that's great if you're happy to switch on your videos individually. So thank you everybody for joining us today. We've got Richard Tatunji, who's the founder of Marketing. He's here with us again today. They're doing monthly webinars for the PAA on marketing, and we're just working on doing slightly different things each week and sort of building up that sort of background understanding of marketing and the things that we need to work on and to help grow our businesses and get more clients in the door. So Richard's had a lot of experience with that, and he is great at sharing everybody's stories and wins, and it's very uplifting when you come away from even from a webinar or just from talking with him. It's great for that, have that great energy to get us moving and get us working on our marketing. So Marketing, they help fitness and wellness businesses to attract more clients with the ultimate goal, we all want to grow our businesses. So that's really, that's sort of the focus of that. We want to grow our businesses, have more clients in the door, and just decide where we want to take it. I mean, that's up to us where we want to take our business. So this sort of gives us that sort of scope of how we might go about doing that and how we can promote that through marketing. So I've got a couple of different things they sort of work on. They've got short online courses if you're looking and just want to know a little bit more about marketing, a little bit more about social media, but we're trying to cover some of those ideas here in these webinars. And then their signature program is the Ninja program. And that's where you actually get to work on it, on your business, within the program and with their help. And so that's a great way to sort of get you moving on it and be accountable and just keep you working on your business. So that's what Com are about. And we're really lucky to have Richard here. Last month he walked us through the Com marketing process. So we looked at the 8 steps and uncovered the essentials of marketing and looked at what areas we thought were weak in our own businesses and where we might need to sort of put a bit more energy or to build a bit more of sort of strategy in those areas to help us sort of go forward. And today, Richard's going to go over, you can see, effective marketing at any budget. So we're going to look at, a free marketing method and then how to use just a small Facebook budget to grow your studio and to get more clients. So that's what we're up to today, which is exciting to have that. So Richard, can I introduce you now?
Yeah, great. Good to have you.
Hi, everybody. Yep, a few of us have got our videos on. If anybody else wants to turn your video on, go for it.
Yeah, amazing. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me, Sharon. Super excited for today to present today on effective marketing for your Pilates studio at any budget. It's certainly been a bit of a uncertain times. We're super happy for Melbourne. It's got sort of can move ahead. We've got a few Pilates and allied health practices in our Ninja program, and every Wednesday we've been running in a kind of just a support group over the last 3 months, and we just got off that today. So yeah, really excited for today. So before we get started, love to know where everybody's located. So the chat box at the side, and I'm a kind of I don't know, I like talking and I like presenting and I like connecting with everybody. That's the most important thing. What my intention is today is to ensure that everybody walks away with something that they need today. You know what it's like. It's sometimes you're not sure what you need. You don't know what questions to ask. But if I could kind of try to get intention today, I would much prefer that. So then I can answer exactly what you need to do and move you from, instead of moving you from not sure, if I can give you some certainty, some clarity, and some direction from today, that's my outcome today. So if you could just, on the side, there's a chat box. If you could just sort of write in your where you're located and your studio name, that would be great, just so I can understand. If you do have cameras, by the way, guys, and if you've got clothes on, I'd recommend you turning the camera on. I'd love to see your beautiful faces. If you're eating lunch, that's fine. If you've got kids running in the background, that's fine as well. But let's have a bit of fun today. If you've got cameras on, amazing. If you can't, totally respect that. But definitely give me some love in the chat box because then I can best serve you today. All right. Lorraine here from Pure Pilates in Hobart. Amazing. This is great. Located in Melbourne, Richmond. Thanks, Megan. Good to have you here. Guys, where else are you located? And it'd be Northern Beaches of Sydney. Yeah, excellent. Whereabouts in the Northern Beaches are you from? Castle Mine in Central Victoria. Got a few Victorians in the house here. You guys must be moving forward. If you're in Victoria, Melbourne, I'd love to know what stage you're in. If you are a clinical Pilates, you might already be open by now. If you're fitness, if you can just let me know just so I can understand where everybody's at. That would be great. There's some different strategies depending on where you're at. Guys, who else is on the line? Just let me know what kind of business you're in. Epping, Sydney, Meow, great. And I'm assuming everybody has a studio. If you're a teacher or studio as well, if you could just write you're a studio owner, or if you're a teacher, that'd be great too, just so I can understand. And today I got to excuse my Dropbox, like very unprofessional slides here. I had trouble opening up all my devices on my computer. So hopefully you can see that properly. So I am apologizing for that. Usually I'm way more slicker than this. Studio owner and teacher at Bowman Practice. Okay. Melbourne teacher. Sorry, no camera, no dramas. That's fine. Cool. I will ask for some mics in a second. Before I get started, I'll just quickly kind of tell you who we are, and then I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'm going to direct my information based on what you like, if you'd like to get out of today, because we can go pretty deep or we can go broad. So I really just want to know what you guys are wanting to do today. Let me see if I can move these slides here. I've never used a Dropbox thingy here, but okay, great, it's working. So this is about me. It's a nice image that they're told to have on every PowerPoint deck, a little bio of yourself. I don't really like that, but I guess the thing that I love is that over the space of 20 years, I bought a fitness studio when I was 17, 18. I borrowed $50,000 off my parents. They were nice enough or crazy enough to give me the loan. Thankfully, I paid it back. But back then, I was working on this theory called the hope method. The hope method is when we hope that people walk in the door. I don't know if anybody's like that or been like that, but I certainly marketed like that. That came from referrals. It came from bigger signage out the front and A-frame flyers. And I hoped that people would come every week. In fact, for a year and a half straight when I was 17, I was stressed every single Thursday. That was payday. And I walked into a studio with 6 trainers, and I literally had no idea how this whole process would work. People stick around, why they stick around for, and how I would generate new business. And so over the last 20 years, we have kind of developed some really unique strategies that work every single time if you use them efficiently and effectively. And so what we do is we focus just in this space of fitness and wellness, because we believe that we have the best thing to market, and that's health. And if we can market health and fitness and wellness, I think that's one of the easiest things to market. We've worked with finance companies and real estates and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I mean, when somebody's getting some amazing results and great results, this is an easy thing to market. So a lot of the tactics we share work in all markets, but they specifically work in these markets. And as Sharon mentioned, we do work in this industry. These are a couple of our companies, specifically in the fitness and in the Pilates space. I apologize. Fusion Pilates, a new brand that went from 0 to 93 members in the space of 3 months. Pilates 360, they're in St. Leonard's and Chatswood. They've been in our brand for about 2 years now. Yoga, she does more yoga, some Pilates, Mountain Pilates, based in Melbourne, Soulful Fitness, Amanda Brack Studio. In Sydney, we do have a program called Ninjas, and that's how we help people. We do it all virtually, and we meet up 3 times a year. And I guess what we focus on today, we're going to focus on marketing today, but my big focus, and I hope that's your focus too, is I want to impact your community. And I want to make sure that your community knows who you are and you're not the world's best kept secret. I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel that we're amazing what we do, but I was the world's best kept secret a lot of the time when I had my fitness studio. And so these are some of our wins. Jeanette, Mountain Pilates, she was on our call before, and she basically said, hey, I've got 23 leads since Thursday, rang the first 4 and converted. I can't believe it. Max let me 50 new members in 10 days. Claire, solo operator, signed 8 new people, having 4 members returning. Guys, it's not about leads. It's not about leads. What it's about ensuring that we get the right clients and we can help these right clients, because that's good business. And when we have good business, we feel better, we feel more confident, and we can do what we want to do. We love what we do. So what we do run is we run a program called Com Ninjas, and it's a process that gets you from A to Z. And so what I've got is a 8-step process that I'm going to give a bit of a quiz on now. And so what I would like you guys to do is to think about what point of this is something that you may be weak on or struggling with. And then from there, we can pull up the right information to what you need. So I'll explain what this is. This has been taken probably the last 20 years, and the last 6 years, we condensed everything we do into these 8 steps. And so I'll take you through what they are. It's called the COM process, and there's 2 parts. There's awareness or conversion. And so awareness, this relates to you and your business. So you've got 8 steps. I'm gonna focus on the first 4 right now, maybe on the 5, and then you can tell me what you think might be a problem that you have, and we can fix that today. So number 1 is brand. This relates to your business, you or your business, mainly your business brand and equity, if that's your name or your brand name. But, I can see some brand names here like Northern Beaches Pilates, for example. So is your brand identified or is it lost? So when it's identified, is it identified to the right audience that you want to attract? So the exact right people coming in your studio. I'm not talking to your mom or your dad or your brother or sister that knows you or your friends. I'm talking about to the people that don't yet know you. Are you identified to that audience? So on a 1 to 10 scale, what I want you to do is as we go through, you can just sort of write, if you're 1, which is nobody knows who I am and nobody walks through the door, or 10, people know that we're around kind of thing. Okay, so your brand is either lost or identified. That's number 1, lost or identified. And that's like, do you have brand equity in your area? In the chat, you just might want to write 1 or 10. You're 5, 8, 7, 3, 2. Just quickly rate yourself as we go through. So let's write B and then whatever number you are. Number 2, once we have brand, do you have personality? So are you attractive to the person that you want to get in, or are you just simply boring? And when you're boring, nobody really will talk to you. It's like the life of the party, right? You want to talk to that life of the party. That's what attractiveness is in your brand. Number 3 is credibility. So once we've got brand, once we've got personality, the next is credibility. In credibility, do you have proof? Do you have social proof that you get results in your Pilates studio, or do you have doubters? Do people go, I don't know about that? Number 4 is then once we do all that, we must have a really good community that loves us, that grows with us, and we don't have objections because people can see all the people that we've transformed. So that's brand, personality, credibility, engagement. And the 5th point, if I just move down to the conversion piece here, that's what we talk about offer. So let's say you have all the first 4. And the last bit here is that your offer is confusing. They don't know where the front door is. They don't know what to do when they walk past. They don't know what's next. They have no idea. So is your offer really clear and precise, again, to the audience you're trying to attract to? Or is it just confusing so people don't know what to do? After that, we have a thing called boost, system, and structure, and optimize, which we're not going to go through today, but that's kind of the next step. So what I'd like you to do is between brand, personality, credibility, engagement, and offer, can you let me know in the chat, what do you think's weak for you? What do you think the weakest one of those is for you? Just write whatever it is for you in the side, just so I can understand where everybody's at and what we need help with today. If you prefer to call it out, just unmute yourself. I'm happy with that too. I'm happy with that too. Just tell me which one do you think you're the weak one on? What's weak for you? Just on the chat on the side, just find the chat on the side and write whatever it is for you. Don't all write at once, guys. Don't all write at once. Don't be scared. I'm not going to bite. On the side, just put which one is weak for you. Which one is weak for you? Is it brand, personality, credibility, engagement, offer? All of the above is an option as well. Great. Personality. Okay, so personality, yep. Offer, Sharon says, yep. What else, guys? Let me know. Which one is it for you? Which one is it for you? In a row, let me know. Lorraine, Helen, let me know. Annabelle, Mary. Which one is the weak one for you? If you're not sure, just write not sure. Thank you. Suspect brand, as most of our clients currently come through the referrals. Okay, good one. Excellent. Yes. I love opening up conversations because then we can figure out where we need help with. Excellent. Okay, I've got another big question for you guys. I know you don't know me, but I'd love to get to know you guys. My big question is, if that's the case and maybe it's offer for you or personality for you, what do you need help with today? Is it generating more leads, or is it knowing what to market or how to market? I'd love to kind of know where everybody's at today and what we need help with, because I'll just sort of go you through some things. Like I've got a whole bunch of things I want to get through, some organic frameworks, but I just want to understand what level that you need help with. Is it kind of like not sure how to market, knowing what to market? Thank you. How to stay consistent with marketing, generating more leads, generating more leads. Cool. Is anybody running paid ads here? Is anybody paying to play? They're putting money on Facebook or Google AdWords. Is anybody, just raise your hand? All right. Yep, I'm paying. That would be great. If you're paying, nobody's paying. So that means everybody's doing organic free leads, not paying, but plenty of Facebook boosts. That boost button that comes along and Facebook says, this ad's performing better than any other ads. Why don't we boost it? That's a good one too. I'd love to know if those Facebook boosts are working. At times, boosting posts. Yep, great. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to have a random question for everybody. Random question. I love random questions. Okay, how many leads do we need to get in? No, I'll take it back. How many new clients do you need over the next, let's say, 6 months to get you where you want to get to? So how many clients do you need paying you that you need to get to? So you can answer the question maybe in every month. How many new clients would you like a month? 40 new regular studio clients. Amazing. Great. Just going to work out some numbers here, and we can work backwards for some of those figures. What do you divide by 6? Cool. So maybe that's about 6 clients, 7 clients, Lorraine, that you need. Anybody else? Awesome. Yeah, anybody else? What is, and just you can unmute yourself too as well if you want to. Anybody else? How many clients do you need each month to get into your studio? If you're not sure, just write not sure. What does everybody reckon here? Love to know. Just take a gamble, guys. I call it the estimated a choice. Not sure, you're just estimating something. You got no idea, but just put a number down. Because I guess why this question is really important, and I'm going to squeeze an answer, everybody, is because I've got 3 tactics I want to share today. One of them was going to generate a lot of leads, and one of them is not going to generate as many, but it's going to be more effective. So I'm just kind of trying to understand which one I should work with you guys. Not sure, let's go with 2 per week. I like that. 2 per week. Yeah, great. So we've got 2 to 6. So to me, it sort of sounds like if we could get 10 a month, 4 per week, great. This is good. 6 all up, amazing. Okay, cool. So it sounds to me that like if we have 1 client a day, it keeps the doctor away kind of thing. Is that, we could probably base it on that, something like that. We want a few every day. So what about 5, 6 a week clients that are paying? Can I ask another question? This might be an easy one for you guys. How much are your clients paying you per week? What's your average membership per week? Just put it in the side, just the average one per week. how much does it cost per week average? And then that will give us the answers we need for today. What is the average membership price per week? Average membership price per week, let me know.
Richard, I think a lot of studios would be working not necessarily on membership at this point.
Okay, 10 packs.
So yeah, probably, yeah, that 10 pack, but I suppose it still estimates out to what it is a week. So if we're thinking about either what our sessions cost or whether people are coming twice a week.
Yeah. So if the average is 2 sessions, just give me the price for 2 sessions. If the average is 1 session, just give me the price for 1 session. Either way, that's fine. $21 per week for 1 class. Okay, great. 1 class. Okay, so they do 2 classes. It's sort of like $22 per week. Cool. I'm going to tell you why I'm asking you in a second. Okay, average $40 per week. Thank you. Great. Okay, 40 times 52. Okay, cool. So I'll just give you some quick numbers, guys. $35 per week. Okay, great. This is great. Awesome. So $40 per week times 52 works out to be $2,080. Okay, $35 per class. Let's say there's come to 1 class. Average $1,800. 45 times 52 is $2,300. So we're going from $1,800 to around $2,300. That's what a client is worth. That is what his client is worth. So I want you to write down the number for you per year. Just write $2,000 if you're not sure. $2,000. Because what I want to have is a conversation around $2,000. $2,000 is a lot of money. Now, if we can get more of those $2,000 clients coming through, we want 1 a day, let's say 5, that's $10,000. So it takes marketing to a new element. And my question to you now is that some of you are boosting, not sure how to market, inconsistent, all those kind of things, typical situations we get to. What I've found that works really, really well in what's the point of marketing? What is the point of putting all our time and energy into doing these stories and doing this marketing? Well, the point is this. Financially, the point is if we can get 1 client, let's say $2,000 times 5 in just a normal Monday to Friday week, put it that way, times 52, that's $520,000. $520,000 in a calendar cycle in 12 months, approximately getting in 5 new members, clients every week. So that comes to the figure of what we call the $500,000 club. Now, some of you are doing clinical Pilates, will be earning more depending, and your hourly rate will be higher. Some of you are doing fitness Pilates. It just depends where everybody's at. But if we can give kind of a figure out there, what our goal is here is to get business always at the door, and we're not up and down in any of the stuff that we do. So we're more consistent. And then we get better consistent marketing. We go, okay, well, this is the reason why we need to move with consistent marketing. So I'm going to run you through 3 strategies today that I think that you can go away with and start to do this. But the reason why I wanted to understand what a client is worth, because if you don't know what a client is worth, why would we want to put the energy into marketing? I've been in marketing for the last 20 years, and I guess marketing's really hard. Would anybody agree with that statement? Marketing is really hard today. You know, when I started marketing, I'll show you how I started. Just 1 second. I had this, right? It was a flyer, and I put it through my parents' computer, and they printed it. And then what I did it this way too. So it was a bit smaller. I saved money and I saved ink. And I went around and I went 4 blocks this way. I was living in suburbs, so it was all quarter acres. 4 blocks that way, 4 blocks this way. And I delivered these flyers in the mailbox. And I was 13 at the time. It was my very first business. It was lawn mowing run. And I did this on a Monday. Did it on a Monday. I went to school on the Tuesday. And then I got back at 3:30. My secretary, my mum, she said to me, Richard, you've got calls. And I go, what do you mean I got calls? I had people calling me for lawn mowing. So on Tuesday afternoon, I went to my parents' shed. I stole the lawnmower from them, and I basically started my business. That was it. I had 3 clients on a Tuesday. I had 3 clients on the Wednesday. I mowed to the dark. Now, I had nearly 100% conversion rate from the 200 clients the flyers I put out. I had 9 calls in total. 9 calls in total. And that's how I started my business. But today, marketing is quite frankly confusing. It's hard, it's exhausting, and then people are asking you to pay to play Facebook Boost and that kind of stuff. Has anybody felt that same way? So what I want to show you today is some strategies that if you can do them consistently, and that's it, this will help your business grow to a $500,000 studio and beyond, because you understand why you're doing them for. You understand how much should I put into marketing, how much should I boost, and so forth. So let me take you through a couple strategies here. I've got the 30 times 60 story strategy, number 1. If you have Instagram, if you can just write your Instagram, just write Instagram in the chat if you're on Instagram, by the way. If you're on Instagram and you want to up your Instagram story, or your Facebooks, by the way, just write Instagram so I know. Now, if you don't have Instagram, it's okay. You can also do this on Facebook as well, because Facebook has a story app on your business and your business page. So I call this the 30 times 60 story strategy. And quite frankly, this is what it does. It's 30 days times 60 seconds. 30 days times 60 seconds. So I know everybody has 60 seconds, right? We all have 60 seconds. How do we use our 60 seconds more efficiently than other people? So this is the challenge. Over the next 30 days, 60 seconds, what we want to do is we want to put information in our stories. Why do we want to use information in our stories? Well, quite frankly, 400 million users watch a story on a daily basis. Stories now have more cut through than a Facebook organic post and an Instagram feed. Why? Stories are those things that it's like a reality TV. It shows you behind the door. So stories are super powerful today. So all it takes is 60 seconds and 30 seconds. What are you going to do? Well, first of all, you're going to record, upload, and then engage. Record, upload, and engage. Very simple. Record, upload, and engage. What are you going to record is the question. Well, quite frankly, you're going to record how you can help a client out. You're going to record what you do every single day. A lot of the time when we record something in 60 seconds, it's kind of overwhelming. It's daunting if you've never done it before. So it's really simple. You want to start off with something like this. I was talking to a client recently. You can write that down. I was talking to a client recently. And what you want to do is you want to highlight a conversation that you had with a client, either in the studio, over the phone, or advice that you gave them. So it could be, I was talking to a client recently and they mentioned they had lower back pain, and I've given them 2 ideas that they can help them to loosen up their back. Here they are, 1 and 2. I was talking to a client recently and they mentioned when they were on the mat that they felt empowered. The reason why they felt empowered was A and B. And so what we want to do here is we want to just bring out our world's best kept secret into stories. It's very simple. And the great thing about stories is that it's really easy to use. If you're scared of putting a Facebook Live or scared of putting a post, stories is great because it makes it really easy to use. And so this is what a story is on Instagram. You've probably seen that if you ever used a story. And what it is you can use locations. So you can put your location of your studio, which is really powerful because then anybody in a local area will search for that. Hashtags. Hashtags are basically how people find you, how people search you. So you could put Pilates studio. You could put fitness Pilates, clinical Pilates. You could put anything like that. And that's how people search and find you. You can do a poll. What's your favorite Pilates class? That's a poll. You can ask question. DM means direct message me. Okay. And we're going to talk about that next. So when you direct message people are going to engage in that conversation. And so the whole idea here, why do we do it for? Is the whole idea is we want people to slide into your direct messages. What does that mean? That basically means that's a lead. Somebody's asking you for information or following up from that direct message or answering your question. And then you want to engage in a conversation that way. Question so far, does that make sense? All the Instagram users in the house here. So basically, again, 30 times 60. So it's 30 days, 60 seconds. 30 days, 60 seconds. What this will do, this will empower you. It will empower your brand. It will become the forefront in somebody's stories as well. And when you are on stories, people see what you're doing. And I'll just sort of show you what a story is for those who are not too sure and I'm talking gibberish. Let me just tell you what that is. This is Instagram. And as you can see at the top here, these are the stories at the top. Okay, those little circles. And let me just show you one story. This is one of our coaches, actually, Helen. I'll just click on the story. And that's what stories look like. They're behind the scenes. I believe she's in a yoga retreat and she's showing people through a yoga retreat. So you can do multiple pictures just like this. Okay. That's a story. It's one of our other clients. Riz, love yourself.
And you specifically don't, I mean, you help people get.
He's talking about, he's tagging people in on his challenges. I'll share with you, if I find Pilates 360, they generally have some stories usually. Mountain Pilates, no, she doesn't have any stories, but the story would be at the top here and you'd see that the circle around the story, okay? There's a story here on this one here. There's stories, okay? Stories here. Now the stories last for 24 hours. So there's a reason why I ask you to do 30 days of that, because every 24 hours the story disappears. It's like a news story. It's old news. It's yesterday's newspaper. So the reason why you don't want to be scared with stories, because you know what? If you stuff up, it's gone in 24 hours. And if you really stuff up, you can just delete it. So the challenge is out. Who would like to take the challenge up? If you want to do the challenge, just write keen for the challenge. Just write keen for the challenge. And where's my Dropbox? And we can sort that out. So write keen for the challenge. We can sort that out. Just find my slides again. Just write, if you're in for the challenge, write challenge accepted. I'll just grab my slides here. Does this make sense, guys? Let me know. Any questions? Now's a great time for questions. So unmute yourself, ask your question, and then I'm going to show you that. Is it similar to Facebook? Yes, it is, in fact. It's pretty much the same. Pretty much the same as Facebook. Instagram is a bit more, it's got a bit more things going on with it, but it's pretty much the same, you could say. Pretty much the same, okay? You can actually use Instagram and direct it over to Facebook as well. You can link your accounts up. Otherwise, you can just do it on Facebook, but they're pretty much the same. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? No? Good. Okay, let's keep moving on. So the next one I want to show you is the Chat to Sell framework. What is the Chat to Sell framework? The Chat to Sell framework is pretty simple. Basically what it is, it's, let's say you've done the direct messages. Let's say they've gone through that process. What the next step is here is we want to continue our conversation through a Chat to Sell framework. Has anybody ever had a problem with people not picking up the phone? So they do leads and they don't pick up the phone. Anybody had that issue? Right, yes, if you had that issue. Has anybody had that issue? Just write yes or no in the chats. That'd be great. Otherwise, if you haven't had that issue, I'll just skip past this slide. I'll move to the third point if that's not a problem. Because it's only really a problem if you had issues picking up the phone. If not, this might not be appropriate for you guys. We can just go through Facebook paid ads. That's no issues at all. Love to know what else is thinking here. Kerry, Narelle, Helen, Lorraine, Megan, Mary. What does everybody think? Has anybody had an issue with people not picking up the phone? Yeah, Annabelle says yes. Great. Okay, so what I want to do, if this is the issue here, is that there's a thing called the Chat to Sell framework, which I'll take you through. At the moment, it's really hard to get a cut through online in marketing, super, super hard. And so what we can do is we can use the messenger conversation, even the text message conversation, to generate more consistent leads. So this is how it works. The chat to lead process. So we seek permission, we set expectations, we validate, relate, lean in, we check in, and we move offline. That's the process that we run through with our ninjas of how they take this process through. And quite frankly, it works every time for those who don't want to pick up the phone. We live in a very fast-paced world today. So I'll kind of share how that works. I'll share how that works in regards to this. So for example, seek permission is like when you're chatting with somebody, you can go in a lot of different ways and have a lot of different conversations with them. But what you want to do is you want to focus on the conversation and what their problem is and what their outcome is. And if we can do that, we generally are going to have the right type of people moving through into booking a class or signing up for a recurring membership. So it looks something like this. So can I get more information about your training? That would be the client. The next one is, thanks for your message. Can I ask you a couple of questions to make sure I get you the right info? Sure thing. Great. Now, this is a bit of an old slide. With this whole coronavirus, what's been the biggest struggle so far? Well, the kids and hubby being at home, I'm really struggling to get into any kind of routine for my fitness. I feel a bit lost, to be honest with you. Makes total sense. So what we did there is we seek permission and set expectations. Seek permission and set expectations. So we didn't just go with a sideline conversation that went nowhere. We really trying to hone in exactly why they messaged us in the first place for. Because a lot of people won't know what to do. They're just going to ask you for the price. But before we get to the price, you want to understand, are they the right client for us? So at this moment, we're seeking permission and setting expectations. Okay, any questions, let me know. The next part is validate, relate, and lean in. So yeah, that makes total sense. A lot of my clients have struggled with the same thing. Actually, one of my clients, Sally, has been able to lose 5 kilograms through virtual training in with 3 kids at home. So in this section here, you want to take what sort of results you can get and insert it in there. It's totally attainable to still get some good results during this time, even with the virtual training. Are keen to get back into some training routine? I think so. I definitely need it. Sounds awesome. Like you're the type of person who can make things happen. Okay, so now we're kind of telling them that we can help them. Okay, at that point there. So you don't want to be moving on to the next point unless you've kind of got that permission there. So I can give you these framework guys, or you can take a picture in a second with it. The last point is check in. Okay, I just checked out your profile. So if they have, if you're friends on Facebook, you can check out that profile. If you're not, you can't. The other thing you can do here is not to be like, freaking them out or anything, but you want to have some kind of connection piece. If you like their profile picture or something. Social media is the concept of being social. So it's not email marketing here, it's social media, meaning that you have to connect with that person you're talking with. Otherwise, you're just like a bot, a robot. This is not a bot conversation. This is like a face-to-face online conversation. So just check in and say some relatability, or I think I really need to make a plan and make it happen. Perfect. Would you like some help with that? Yes, please. Nice. Can we jump on a quick call and let me know more? So we're not saying sell on here. We're just saying get them on the phone ready to go, or get an email sent to them, or come into the studio. So that's the chat flow conversation there. It's a big piece of content there. You might be sitting here going, oh my gosh, that's pretty much over my head. Love to know what your thoughts are. But this is a simple framework that with the 3 things, set permission, set expectations, validate, lean in, or check in and take it offline. The key here is taking it offline. We know in the service-based industry, in the health and wellness industry, it's a touch and feel game. It's a connection piece. So there's no point trying to do a sale over the phone. You can. Now, we want to take it in a face-to-face situation, because if you are selling face-to-face and not online, really important to ensure that you can get them face-to-face. So you don't have to sell here, but we have to get them going into your studio. Any questions, team? Any questions? I'd love to know. Any questions? I'd love to know. I don't know if that's helped anybody or if that was an issue that people had. Love to know. If you want to ask a question, you can definitely take yourself on audio as well. So any questions, let me know. Does that make sense? Usually, depending if that helps you can use it on Messenger. You can use it on Facebook Messenger. You can use it on Instagram as well. So you can have an Instagram conversation, and you can even use it on text message. And quite frankly, it's probably how you speak to somebody on a phone too. So you don't think about one way to generate a lead or a sale over the phone. Think about that people are coming to you because they have an outcome and a purpose to get to that point. And so your job is to get to that point. Lorraine goes, yep, this is pretty much what we do. Many of our clients are baby boomers and like that approach. Perfect. Yeah. Everybody likes that face-to-face approach. Cool. Does anybody want to talk about Facebook ads? I know a lot of you said you do boosting. I was thinking we can chat about some Facebook ads, how to amplify your Facebook ads up. I'm keen to figure out if anybody wants to know about Facebook ads, or is it we just want to know some organic stuff at this moment. So if you're keen to know about Facebook ads, just write yes. Okay, cool. Just let me know if you want to know about Facebook ads, or where do you want that to go?
Yeah, I don't know much about Facebook ads, Richard. It'd be good to know a little bit about that. That'd be great. Yeah. Let's
talk about the Facebook audience amplifier, how to choose the right CRM for your studio. Sorry, I apologize. The Facebook audience amplifier. We can use the CRM, but we're not going to touch on that. I'm going to show you this picture here. So with Facebook, we have 4 audience types on Facebook. And basically, the 4 audience types is this. We have an interest, a remarketing, a custom, and a lookalike. So now we're talking not just about boost. Yes, you can, boost is not this. So if anybody hit the boost button, this is not that. This is when you're going to your Facebook paid ads manager account. And when you do that, what happens is that there's way more options for you. So it's sometimes overwhelming. But the easiest thing, I'll explain the 4 different things to you. So a custom audience is, I'll start an interest audience, my apologies. An interest audience is basically what most people stop at. And this audience here is you type in the area you want to go for, you type in the radius, you type in income brackets they earn. This is great stuff, by the way. It's actually amazing. It's way better than putting a billboard or a flyer like I used to do. And you can do so much with this interest audience. But unfortunately, that's where most people stop at that point there. And so it's still a cold audience. It's still top of the funnel marketing. It's still a very cold audience. So definitely do that, but it's cold. The remarketing audience is a great one. Now, if you don't know anything about remarketing, there's a thing called pixels. So you'll need to get a pixel from your Facebook Ads Manager account. If you don't know what that is, basically get your designer or your IT guy to put it in your website. And when you do that, you can pixelize people, meaning that when people come, you can tag them. So if you do a lot of videos and if you boost a video, and one of our recommendations is to do a lot of awareness videos. So a video talking about your open, a video talking about education or strategies. If you do that and somebody watches the video, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, what's going to happen is then you can target that person with your paid ad, which is outstanding, by the way. Why? Because then anybody who's watched your content, you can serve a direct ad to them, an advertisement to them. And that person's going to be pretty much, really warm. They're going to know who you are and what you do. So that's a remarketing audience. So for those who love videos and getting videos out there, this is where you can really build up your audience. People will know, like, and trust you. That's a remarketing audience. It's really cool. The next one here is what we call a custom audience. Now, a custom audience is where you can upload your database. So if you have a CRM, if you have emails, if you have current clients or old clients, you can upload that to Facebook. And Facebook go, well, thank you so much. And what they do, they market your advertisements to your database. So if nobody's opened your emails and email rates are at all-time low, what we can do is we can actually send that. Facebook will target ads specifically to the people on the database, which is quite outstanding because email open rates are really low. So a lot of the time we have database and your message is not getting out there. So if you can put your audience in there and you basically upload it from an Excel document, so it's a CSV file, you upload in the back end. And then when you go and do your video ad or anything like that, you can set which person that you want to market to, okay? Now, this is a good one, the lookalike audience. So this is really, really cool, by the way. So with one of my favorites, with the lookalike audience, let's say you want to market to me. I'm a really great client of yours and I'm in your database and custom database. So what you can take your custom database. You can also take your remarketing audience and you can say, Facebook, can you please give me Richard? I liked his black top. And I think he's a really good client because he pays his bills. So can you make 2 Richards? So abracadabra, Facebook, And all of a sudden, Richard, there's 2. Can you see 2 of me? That's what Facebook will do. And so quite frankly, that means Facebook now, you're able to duplicate your perfect audience. I mean, this is like, you know, this is like the best thing since sliced bread, guys. Why? Because never before in history, we can go market to people that are already in our database. So our clients that are amazing, we can say, okay, we want more amazing clients. See, Facebook have a lot of data points. That's why they're always in court, because people are saying, well, you've got too much of our data. Yes, they've got data, guys. They've got data on you. If you've ever talked about something and all of a sudden you see ads, that's Facebook serving you things that you're talking about. That is a thing. It actually works. Test it out. And you'll start seeing ads. And so right now we have an opportunity to get our information into people's hands that are in one of these audience types. So interest, remarketing, custom, and lookalike audience. Now, what does that all mean? Well, quite frankly, we don't have to market to the world, which is great news. We only have to market to a really localized area, which is the thing I love. And so we want to basically take 3 to 5K radius around our studio. We want to take our age range. We want to take our gender. And then that's our perfect little in the middle. And then we want to take that and we want to take an audience size. So what's an audience size? Glad you asked. The audience size is this, between narrow, not many, and broad. We want to go in between that. So over 100K, under 10K. Anything in those brackets works really well for a local business like yours that wants to connect to your audience that way. And so you don't have to go market to 1 million people. We have to market to the right audience that way. And so by being between the 10,000 that we're marketing to the 100,000, this is a great option for that to happen. Guys, let me know any questions. Who's excited about Facebook like me? Kerry says, how does custom audience work with privacy rules? Yep. So if you've got those custom audiences and you've already got permission to use those people, it works in the same manner as that. So you can still load them in. It works the same manner. Just so you know, you can't actually email them on Facebook. And Facebook, it's really just who sees your ads. So if that email address is associated with Facebook or your phone number, by the way, that's when they can serve the ad. So some people have multiple different accounts for different email accounts. So it has to be associated with that Gmail account. Cool question from Lorraine. How do you grow your Facebook audience? Good question. Organic or paid? There's 2 different options to do that. But growing your Facebook audience is what we're talking about here, is the ads, the video awareness ads, I think. My recommendation is put $5 a day on a video of your choice, on an awareness video of your choice, okay? That's a really good option as well. Does anybody have a Facebook group, by the way? That's a really good organic way to stay in contact with your clients. I'm going to show you one of our groups, guys. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm just going to drop a link in here in the chat. Just click on the link. And this is one of our groups. And so what we generally advise you to do, and this is another training we can go through next month, is, and we can actually definitely go to a Facebook training next month, is really to get a group for your localized area. So we've got a group here. You can see this as an example. Just click to join it. And it's going to ask you 3 questions, right? And so I might take this conversation next month in our training, but a Facebook group is a good way to stay connected with the people. People are not ready to buy from you today. There's probably 3% of people ready to buy from you today. 97% of people are not ready. And so these 97% of people are from your database. These are your referrals. These are people that could be in your non-members Facebook group. These are the people that have been watching your videos, all those things. And so what you want to be doing is it's really important to stay connected, because a localized business, they'll probably walk past you hundreds of times. But the question is that with your videos that you're going to send out, with your Instagram stories that we talked about here, right? It's our job to ensure that we are connecting with our community in a very one-to-one manner. Group connection doesn't work anymore. One-to-one connection works. I mean, who would have thought? Who would have thought we could go back to one-to-one conversations? Wow. Something very new, right? And so people are wanting that one-to-one connection there. So the key is ensuring how many contacts you can have. And so as a summary today, we had the 30 times 60 story strategy is 60 seconds a day, 30 days, 6 seconds a day, talk about what you do inside the story. Use the appropriate hashtags, things like that, right? We talked about chat to sell. You know, if you're struggling to get people on the phone, this is a process that can help you doing that. And then Facebook, for those who really want to up the ante and up the game in Melbourne, you want to get yourself out there, there's a perfect time to do this. In Melbourne, there's going to be like, you know, Christmas for the next 6 months. It really will be, guys. This is what's been happening all around the country in New Zealand. People are having best months ever after COVID. So it's only going to be great. But the key difference here is that we must get ourselves out there. We must kind of push and get ourselves out there on a regular basis. And it doesn't cost you any money. None of these strategies cost you much money at all. This is just strategies and techniques that if you use regularly, you're good to go. So for those, and then the last point that I went to was the studio group. And I'll put a link in there in the chat. You can just hit the link there. And that group there, I would say join the group. And then if you have any questions, there's about 6 videos in that group that expand on today's conversation. And what we'll do is we'll tag you an appropriate video that we feel is good for you to watch based on where you're at, okay? So then you can continue the learnings as we go through these series in between and kind of do a bit of homework in between, and you can continue those learnings there. Now, if there's any more questions, ask them now. But while we're doing that, there's another way that we can kind of help everybody out here. Ainsley, I don't know if there's a link, if you can show me a link here. There's a thing that we call the marketing muscle up. And what it is, it's a 45-minute marketing muscle up session for anybody who's been on this call specifically. And so we want to take in everything we've learned. And what we want to do, we want to identify your uniqueness in the marketplace, how your brand is perceived. So remember them, the first slide, I showed you the 8 parts. Brand was one of those first things. So that's one of the biggest problems we generally have with Pilates businesses or any kind of wellness or fitness studio. Then we want to create an irresistible offer. So you either have an offer or don't have an offer. We can look at that. Then we'll give you 3 social media kind of tips that you can use to connect. Ainsley, if you can just give me the right link. I don't know if I think that's the wrong link you just provided. If you can just change that for me. And then what you want to be doing is we'll give you an action steps for the next 30 days. So we're going to chat in 30 days time. So in the next 30 days, we'll give you an action step of what you can do to take away and learn these things. A lot of the tactics that we teach you right now are what we teach to our ninjas. But the goal that you need to be doing is to really focusing around, what is it for you? Because every business is kind of different. Every business is kind of unique, exactly what you need. So what we want to focus around exactly, where do you need to ensure that you spend your time and resources to focus on the things that you need to do specifically. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking through in that. I've got a link, Ainsley, that's cool. I don't have the Pilates link, but this link will be here. So there's a start here link. You can put your details in that link there and we'll be in contact there. If not, you can just say, I'm keen for that and we'll get in contact with you. That's all good. So guys, if there's any questions, let me know now. It was a great time. If you want to take up that offer, for Pilates Alliance, for you guys as members, you can take up that as well, and then we'll be in contact. There's a form you can fill in, and we can go from there. Perfect. Thank you, Kerry. Great link. Yes, that's the link I'm looking for. Amazing. So there is a link there. Thank you, Kerry. Guys, any questions, let me know. I'm going to stick around. For those who do want to take up, Kerry's kindly supplied the right link. You can just put your details on there, and then we know it's definitely, you guys are definitely part of Pilates Alliance. Had a great time today. Thank you so much. Again, there's a couple options there to continue this journey of marketing is just booking the call. Otherwise, there's heaps and heaps of videos in that group that I mentioned. So you can put your details in there as well, and you can do it through that option as well. Thank you so much, Sharon. It's been a pleasure being here on your tribe.
I know, thanks, Richard. I think it sort of gets everybody thinking. I mean, we've been thinking so much about just about getting back to be opening and servicing the people that had been in lockdown. I sort of think we've got to get our head back around, you know, how to grow now. And so this is a great way to sort of get us sort of in that headspace and looking at really simple things that just will get us started and move us forward. And I think that that's been great. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
You know, and then as people sort of are ready to go, I think that's, you know, this 45 minutes sort of look at where you're at is a great way to sort of help you dive deep into your business, not just do the general thing. I think that's what's great, and have some steps to go forward. So thank you very much for offering that.
No dramas. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. As I said, you need help, just reach out, and we'll be on here next month. There's a date that will be released to you guys as well.
Yep, no, that's great. Well, thanks everybody. I hope it's all been useful, and thank you everybody.
Thank you.
All right, great. Thanks, Richard.